everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be going through the first ever sketchbook that I completed. I bought this sketchbook in 2015 and it is a moleskin sketchbook. I wanted one of these for a really long time, but I always thought that they were so expensive, so I never bought one. And then one day I did, and I didn't use it for an entire year because I was too scared to ruin it. So I started it in 2016. I did 3 pieces of art in it, and then it sat there until 2020. I left art school in 2003 and immediately got art block until basically 2021. So I'll probably talk about that a little bit as I go through. But anyway, let's start. It's a little bit battered because it got carried around a lot even though I wasn't doing anything. So this is my addresses under here, so I've just covered that up. Full disclosure, I filmed this video about 5 times and showed this in every single shot, and then my last one the phone died and I lost all my footage. But I had the good sense while the phone was restarting to cover it. So I've just got some stickers. These are some like journaling stickers. These are random ones. It's another one I stole from my daughter. This was a freebie from graphcity.com. So also someone could explain to me why these like bound sketchbooks have pages that are basically stuck together in a really awkward place. That would be amazing because they're useless. Okay, so 3rd of March 2016, I did a portrait of Jensen Ackles. I'm a really big fan of Supernatural. I did touch on that briefly in my Inktober video. Jensen's one of my favourite actors. Portrait I did was originally just graphite pencil. I wasn't really happy with it. Looking at it now, it's really not as bad as I thought it was. I think I was just so like down on my art that I just didn't like anything that I did really apart from the portrait on the next page. It's originally just graphite, and then over the years it's been reworked with background, and you know this has got several layers, and the eyes I think are pro marker. This is recent. This was just stuck here because I couldn't use the page after using alcohol markers. I believe this is Caron Brush Marker Pro, and I think this is Posca, just old Posca marker. This was the second thing that I did in this sketchbook. It's a portrait of Mish Collins, who is also in Supernatural. Again, this originally was just a graphite portrait for quite a while, and then I think I added a blue halo, and then the halo got changed to silver, and I used alcohol marker to do a blue background, and then I changed the halo to gold. I didn't like the gold, and then I changed it to another gold, and that was really patchy. And then I think this might be our taser marker, and I was quite happy with this. And then this is Posca. Here I just covered, again, you know, the page, it's had alcohol marker on it, it's not usable. And you'll see that after this, because I've not covered the back of this page. This is a peony that I did. My idea here was to carry on, like peonies are my favourite flower, they were in my wedding bouquet. I did this, it was drawn in Cola Race, and then outlined in, I couldn't tell you what fine liner that was, only that it's a fine liner. It could be a Copic multi-liner. Colouring is probably Pro Marker. It's quite old, so it's not Copic, I know that, and it's definitely not a Hoo Hoo because I only got those this year. But this is a page, this is an example why I was covering the other pages. I just think this one's really pretty. I like the effect of when you can see a lot. It seems really silly, but a lot of the art that you've done when it comes through with alcohol markers, the other ones were just scruffy, but I kind of like this one. So they were all done in 2016, and then in February 2020, after 4 years of carrying this sketchbook around with me and not doing anything with it, I finally did this portrait of Lady Gaga. It's not the best portrait in the world, but I took the plunge. I think it was probably, I can't remember. It is potentially the first portrait I did in 4 years. I don't really know. It's okay. It's not amazing. But, you know, it's a sketchbook. It's not a finished piece. This is the first time I used gouache on the background. And in doing this, I really fell in love with it. First portrait in 4 years and first attempt at gouache. Okay, after falling in love with gouache, I then went on and did this little painting. It's pretty rubbish, but it was the first proper attempt at gouache, and I still really like it for the simple reason I just really like gouache. I don't know what happened here, but never mind. I did some little thumbnails. One of my biggest loves is the desert, and I spent a lot of time in Nevada, so yeah, it was from this that kind of stemmed a lot more art that involved doing landscapes. I really, really like this thumbnail, and I think I may do something with that. Here's Elsa and Anna from Frozen. I think this is all around February 2020 time. I haven't dated this. But this is Posca, and this is the first time I've actually used Posca for something. I think I did this and then didn't touch the Poscas until a ScrawlrBox came, but I'm pretty happy with this. I learned here on this background that Poscas don't kind of work well with most papers, and if you're happy, I'm happy to use them in a sketchbook and have them pill up, but I don't want them doing that in a final piece, so I actually have a sketchbook that is ideal for Poscas here. I'll talk about that in a little while. Oh, this was just filler. I don't think I did anything on this page, so either that or I've doodled something that I don't like. But this was like a backing card of some stickers, and I just did a little doodle flower. These are some, like, I don't know, I made these up. They're kind of cherry blossom-ish, but they're not. They kind of look like it. This is Pentel brush marker. Or Pentel colour brush, sorry. And then started doing some stuff based around Lake Mead and the Hoover Dam. I am absolutely in love with a lot of stuff in that area, but I remember the first time I visited the Hoover Dam and I drove around a corner and just was faced with this huge expanse of turquoise water, which was Lake Mead, and it was just that moment has stuck with me for so long. So this view is as seen standing on the Hoover Dam looking out. These two things here, they're actually the same thing. They are the intake towers where the water is sucked into the dam. And then this little thumbnail, I think this is my favourite thumbnail I've ever done. And it's like a view of the Hoover Dam from the bridge that crosses over it. And I did mean to turn that into a painting, and I will one day, but I haven't. This is a statue. In fact, there's two of these at the Hoover Dam, and they're called the Hoover Dam Angels. And then I had bought some Artist gouache. Just a little cactus, just a little play with it. And then I went on and this is Lake Mead as seen from the Hoover Dam in February 2020. So I did quite a lot that month. This is like the first time I actually sat down seriously and went, I'm going to do something and take my time with gouache. And you know, it's not the best painting in the world. It's very unrefined. It took me quite a while. I can't really remember. I think I did it like a Saturday night, but I was really pleased with it at the time, and I don't hate it now. It's not amazing, but I don't hate it. This was the first ScrawlrBox I ever bought. I bought it because there was a pin badge in it, similar to the one that's just been released. And the featured artist was drawing with waffles, and I loved the fact that I loved her print. I loved the fact that it had Copic markers in it. It had a Copic multi-liner that wasn't black, and this kind of like glittery pen. And I remember this Derwent paint marker, which was not good. Sorry, Derwent, your paint pen leaked everywhere. And this is actually supposed to be Lady Gaga. Doesn't look like her. And that's what I did with that box. At this point I wasn't subscribed to ScrawlrBox either. I just bought the box. It was a few months later that I actually did. While on the topic of ScrawlrBox, they do a weekly prompt on their social media called Scroll to Sketch. And I think this was the first one that I did. So Wildflower. This was May 2021. So there's a massive jump here. February 2020. This is probably February 2020 to May 2021. I thought that COVID was going to give me time to do a lot of art, but I ended up doing more at my job than ever, so it didn't. This is Karen Brush Marker Pro, and again, some kind of fine liner. So I couldn't tell you what one. It is probably a uni pin liner, but I don't know. Oh, and it was done on watercolour paper and been stuck in. Okay, so I subscribed to ScrawlrBox in either February or March 2020, and the first box I used was the September box, and I used that. I believe I've dated this January 2021. So I still have a massive pile of shame when it comes to ScrawlrBox, but there we go. And although I had used Posca before, when we got Poscas in this box, this was where I kind of fell in love with them. I didn't do the prompt, I just messed around with it. There's just doodles, basically. This was like a logo I found on, I believe, Google or Pinterest. This kind of ended up being evolved over the last year into a style that I use quite a lot for landscapes. I'd say as well, this colour is probably my most used Posca marker, and I've been through 2 of that colour already, and I'm probably through my second one of these. Halfway through, I should say. This is just me playing with Posca markers. I dug out the supply that I had bought previously. A Fierce Jungle Cat. Here I just bought some Arteza Expert Colour pencils, so I've just done this little drawing of Totoro. I really like these little sketches. I think they're better than this one, but yeah, I mean, this is fine, but these, I really like those. Again, using the Arteza pencils and Posca markers. This is done in Arteza marker, paint marker. I don't really like them, I'll be honest. They're shiny and I'm not into that. So here I swatched those markers. When I swatched them, I thought, oh, these are amazing. When I use them, sorry Arteza, but I don't like your markers. I like everything else that I've bought from Arteza, but no, I mean, some people probably might like this shiny finish, but I don't. This was the second time I pulled out a ScrawlrBox. It was acrylic paint, and I've never got on with acrylic paint. I just don't like it very much, I'll be honest. And I have meant to go back to it, which is why I've never stuck anything over this. But maybe one day. I still have the box, it's just sat on the shelf. I did this last year, and it's just stuck as a space filler. I think I covered these 2 pages with one of those massive black Posca markers and never did anything with them. So I kind of stuck these in. This is a lot older. This is from 2015, and I kind of found this in a box, so I thought I'd pop that in there. Here is some Karen Brush Marker Pro swatches. I've never used these other than doing this and the little painting that we did here. Mainly because I forget that I've got them, but I really should pull them out because I really love the way that you can go tip to tip and with the nibs and basically load colours onto each brush, which is something I've experimented with alcohol markers since, and works well for those as well. So yep, some swatches there, and not a very successful galaxy. I've got better at galaxies, I swear. This was just a swatch page from the January 2021 ScrawlrBox. In this box was where we got, and I've got one here. Oh, excuse my hands that don't open things properly. And the item I'm about to talk about is the reason why I couldn't open that. This is the Blackwing X Cross ScrawlrBox pencil. This is the 3rd one that I've used. I got the one that actually came with the ScrawlrBox, and I sharpened it down to where I think it said ScrawlrBox, and I left it, and I've just kept it. And I just pulled this one out yesterday. These pencils are amazing. They're so good. And I did a portrait a bit later on just to see what depth of tone I could get with it. Let's leave that there. But anyway, we also got Tombow markers. Kuretake fine liner. Yeah, I think that was everything in that box. Fantastic box. There's nothing else in here. I did finish it. It came with the pad, and that's what I tend to try and use now. Some doodly flowers. Some more doodly flowers. And here we have the first time I've actually used my sketchbook to do a preliminary sketch. And I will show you in my... So this is a Art Gecko Freestyle sketchbook. And this is... I don't know if it's designed for Posca markers, but it is ideal for them. So this is... I don't know if you can see both. This is the preliminary sketch for this. And it's also where... I thought, hey, I can just scribble on my own artwork. Brilliant. I've done a lot of doodles like this, and this you'll see that in other sketchbooks, specifically my Art Gecko Freestyle. So this is fine liner and Posca, and this is the Pentel colour brush. Little fishy doodle. This was a preliminary sketch for a frog, which you might have just seen when I opened that sketchbook. This is ScrawlrBox and Posca. And then I did a series of these like super cute little animals, which I meant to do and turn into stickers. And I never did. So maybe let me know if you'd be interested in seeing like refined versions of these as stickers. This one's covered because I drew it over washi tape, and the colour was coming off. I don't think Posca and washi tape mix. But there's a cute little fox. I started Mermaid. This is all I did for Mermaid. These are like budget tombos, I think. I think these are like Hobbycraft's version of a tombow. They look like them anyway. They're not great, but they're like £7. So if you're just starting out, you want a a child that's into art and wants something a little bit more arty than a felt tip pen, and they're probably quite a good go-to. And the colour's really nice. It's another one of my cute animals. I'm laughing at the next one because I know anybody is going to say, Zabby, why are you protecting that portrait at all costs with some paper? Before I show you this portrait, I'm not protecting it. I'm protecting this from it. But anyway, so this was the portrait I was talking about where I was testing the black wing. So this is a portrait of Zac Efron. I don't really know what to say about it. It's a portrait and it's not great. The likeness is really off, but I'm laughing because I know you're thinking, Sally, why are you protecting it? I'm not, I swear. Put my little cactus paperclip back. See you, Zac. Little Minnie Mouse thingy. I did that after I did this because obviously it's Moana and she is Disney. This was done in the Arteza pencils. I have a little cute frog. Some very unnecessary birds. It's very sweary. Bugger. It still amuses me now. I think they're in ScrawlrBox. I don't even know why I was drawing them. Oh yeah, because I did the little parrot on the next page. Here. Then I went through a stage of doing like loads of floral stuff in various sketchbooks. So these are just really rough sketches. I was trying to loosen up. And I think it worked quite well actually because I was very like grip the pencil really hard and but I was starting to get pain in my hand. Well, I'd had pain in my left hand for a really long time, and I realised that if I wasn't careful, it's going to happen. I'm going to have problems. So I started trying to loosen up to save this hand. Just a few more. Calla lily, hibiscus, cactus, blah, blah, blah. Another prickly pear. I think that's the second one in this book, and a third one. So these again are all in those budget tombos from Hobbycraft. And this one, This was another Scrawler sketch. ScrawlrBox had a prompt spider, and I am terribly arachnophobic, so I drew Black Widow from the Avengers. And this is Pentel colour brush. Not sure what the black and grey is. And then this is the Posca from the October 2019 ScrawlrBox. Random stuff. Again, because the markers come through, so the page wasn't usable. Another cactus. Some more floral doodles. My daughter really liked this, so I got a well done sticker. I thought I never drew a raven before, but there you go, I did. I actually think that's not great though. Deadpool. I think that's Pentel colour brush and some of those budget pens. I went through a stage doing a lot of stuff like this. So this is Posca and some stickers. It's just basically lines. Just loads of lines. This was another Scrawler sketch, Spire. So this is the complete mental block. The Stratosphere Tower in Las Vegas. I've been up there once, never again. Never again. A bat. No, he's not upside down. Well, he's upside down, but the sketchbook isn't. That's Posca. This is a lotus that I did in the Arteza colour pencils. There's some more of these Posca liney doodly things. Some more Posca doodly things. I really like that, and I don't know why, because they're just not great, but I don't know. There's something about that colour combination that really pleases me. These are stickers. Someone actually applauded me on my moons. They're stickers. I'm not that good. Oh, actually, I did a moon. It wasn't very good. Some more. See this? Yeah, I did a stage of making moons into dream catchers as well. Might go back to that. I've done a lot of experimenting in the last year. You can probably tell by looking at this on my Instagram page. ZoeHartist. At ZoeHartist. A moth. I like moths more than butterflies, so I don't draw butterflies, or not very often. I draw moths quite a lot. Some a moon with a mountain of lines and some crystals coming out the bottom. I don't even know where half these ideas have come from, but we are getting towards the back of this sketchbook now with stuff that, do you know what? I think I was just banging stuff out that I knew wouldn't take very long. So just some more. So we've gone on to gold Posca sketches anyway, and this moth was a preliminary sketch again for one I won't show you, but in my marker book I have a bigger version of this, a more refined version of this. More gold and black designs. Gold and silver design. I also went through a stage drawing a lot of Monstera leaves, because that's one of my I love plants. I've got loads of plants. I really like to cultivate, is that the term, my own. I take a lot of cuttings from my houseplants and grow them on, and then just give them to people because I don't have the space for all of them. But Monstera is one of my favourite, and unfortunately I forgot about my last one and it died. Sad times. But yeah, so I quite like that. And that is the end of the sketchbook. So when I finish this, there's a backing card from some stickers. Stuck some more stuff in. So there we go. One for Sketchbook One. So this now sits in a little holder thing on my desk. I don't know if anybody else does this when they complete a sketchbook, but I repeatedly looked at it for about a week. I know I did the same with my Inktober sketchbook. But yeah, so I finished that, and then I went on to this one. I think this was a mistake. I think it's too big for me. It was between this one or the square, and I wish I'd got the square, but yeah, this is what I'm currently working with, and I'm not going to show you this, but this is a bit of a mess in comparison to my other one. It's a little bit all over the place, but I'm not even halfway through this yet, so this has got a lot of life. But yeah, this is just a bigger version of that. So anyway, that is everything for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't babble too much. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. I would really like people's tips on using sketchbooks, because I absolutely adore seeing these beautiful spreads that people do, and mine are just a mess. But maybe that's just because I do them and they may be more appealing to other people. But yeah, so if you liked today's video, leave a like. You can subscribe for more content. Hit the bell if you want to be notified of the next videos. You can also find me on social media at ZoeHartist on Instagram and Twitter. You can also find me at ZoeHartist on TikTok, although I keep forgetting that I have it. But eventually one day I will post to it. And if you search ZoeHartist on Facebook, you should be able to find me there, but I will link all this down below as well. So that is it from me today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.